Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all some time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Hopefully everybody was smoothly able to get through the work day. Hopefully your kids is able to get through the school day. Well, I forgot. It might not have been no school for some of y'all. I'm not too sure, but well, hopefully you mostly got through the day unscathed. Kel, what's going on, my guy? Cool gamer, what's going on? Latanya, baby. Those celebrating birthdays, my fellow Scorpios, y'all make sure y'all keeping yourself safe. Make sure you enjoy yourself no matter what event you might be getting into. And happy belated to some of the main ones. And I know who y'all are out there. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Basically, it was a reiteration on a few things I was speaking about. Um, and again, safety over everything. You know, your physical well-being is the most important thing. But for those that missed it, you already know you catch the replay. Tonight, I'm gonna speak on a couple little things, but some of it is tying in the stuff I've been speaking about for the longest. Before I go left, you know, I gotta put this up for fear. I know how I get sometimes. Try not to be as irrational, at least on this topic, because I want to go in with a fiery vengeance, but then again, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. But it does go to show again what we talking about. No, because we gotta address this situation right here. For some who might have heard the story, the legendary rapper Buckshot from Black Moon, uh, just recently got jumped and is in the hospital. Um, Recovering from injuries that he sustained. Like there was a video that surfaced out there and it didn't look good. And the sad part about it, in one instance, you know, some of y'all you could have intervened and stopped a lot of that. Yeah, they jumped him. Um, you know, the man is, you know, he would be considered a young OG basically. Is he just about to be 50? You're not even 50 years old yet. You know, and he went to go, from what the story was, he went to go clear out some squatters that was on the property or whatever, and they got agitated and they just started commenced to jumping. Serious, baby. This is things that shouldn't happen, especially to people who are prominent. And this is in your own hometown. This is what I'm saying. Like, people need to have awareness and knowledge of people who are one way or another paved the way for certain things in their areas or in their community. Nah, to be honest with you, bro, he really should have went. He really should have went the legit way. Let me bring some police just in case of anything. The main thing is I'm coming to clear out my property. It's still my property at the end of the day. You are squatting at the end of the day. Don't make no sense. You know, and then again, the people that could have actually did something, you just recorded. Like, this is what I'm saying. There's situations where some of these people, yeah, you know, think about it. You kicking somebody in their head is what's going on. Think about it. You kicking somebody in their damn head. You already got him on the ground. You kicking him in his head. A severe kick to the head could leave somebody long gone. Like, come on now. This is one of those tales where you gotta start letting people know, even some of the old timers, yo, listen, man, certain things have really changed, and you're gonna have to do certain things a certain way. And, and it's crazy, man. I don't know how many people jumped him, but the fact that he got jumped when he's just doing something that he's supposed to be doing, that's crazy. But it goes to show again, when people have a lack of knowledge of who's who, they don't care. But my thing is, if you could think to do that to somebody who is probably 12 to 15 years from being considered a senior citizen or an elder, like, come on there. It's crazy in that scenario because, yeah, he really should have came prepared. If I know I got to clear out property and I got more than one squad, I'm not going by myself. And if I'm going by myself, I'm going there with something heavy so you know that I'm not playing. It's time for you to go. But this is why you gotta be careful too when you own property and stuff like that. Because even if you ain't there, or if you subleased it out or did whatever, this is what you might have to worry about. Other people just coming in and squatting on your property. And once you got squatters, you got to go by the legal court process and all of that shit. But it's crazy. You coming to clear out the property and get jumped, and now you in the hospital. What I mean? It's crazy because like, damn, you don't got no respect for even a legend or somebody that's a legend within that realm of the game. That just goes to show you it's sad, man. James, what's going on, my guy? That's why I said, it has to be a community sit down. Like, all the generations will have to literally sit down. It's time to really get re-educated and refocused, because there's a lot of things that really shouldn't happen within your communities, but it's happening because, again, nobody wants to wake up. It's crazy. That would have been like that. May he rest in peace. That would have been like Quincy Jones going back into his community and somebody jumping on him, as old as he was. Y'all know damn well it wouldn't have went down like that. Not without somebody getting made an example out of. Again, we lost accountability as far as a community is concerned. We allow certain things to keep happening and progressing, but then we'll get mad because we not doing what we supposed to be doing. We're supposed to push back when we know there's things that are crippling in certain scenarios. This what makes people, to a degree, not want to come back to their own damn communities where they come from. Shit like this. You gotta worry about somebody plotting on you because you got something that they want. Instead of them asking or inquiring on how to get to a specific plane, come on then. It'd be a difference if he attacked first, just wild crazy. Then that'd be a different story. All right, y'all gotta defend yourselves. You're right. But in the same token, that man just coming to do something simple as, yo, listen, y'all gonna have to leave. Like, no aggression, no nothing. That's the first thing y'all do. See, we gotta learn to sit down as a community and teach the importance of, again, emotional intelligence. Because apparently there are even adults that lack that shit right now. It's like you quick to react on something. You quick to get crazy over something when somebody is being proper and giving you the proper type of energy. It doesn't make sense. I'm coming to clear out my property because, again, you've had long enough time to try to get yourself acclimated to finding another place of residence or whatever the case is. And, to be honest with you, you lucky you didn't get thrown out, the illegal way, because then y'all would have still had rights to come back. It's crazy. Because that could have been anybody, to be honest with you. But it goes to show the differences between this community now that we see in this generation and the communities prior to. Because again, there would have been accountability on all cylinders for that one. Nah, you can't do that and then think you just gonna get away scot free. No, 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 no. You harm somebody who's a pillar of the community, who's always doing something for his community, and you think that's supposed to just rock? No, nah. They got to be held accountable, man. Hopefully they catch all of them because it's like I said, it don't make no sense. And then what pisses me off a lot of times, like I said, with some of these people out here, you got a device, and instead of you at least trying to call for help when you know somebody is in dire need of help, you want to record it. You know, it's just it's this is why everybody again has to sit down, learn things. You know, get back to that notion of look, when you see things like this happening and it could really be a grave danger where somebody could possibly lose their life, don't just record. No, make sure you're getting that person some form of help. You know, and the way the video was presented, there was some laughter in the beginning, like somebody edited some laughter into the video. That's not funny. That's not funny that a dude went to go take care of some form of business and then got attacked while doing so. And especially in a place that, again, you were born and raised in. Again, this will make certain people, even people that are not in that field no more, not want to come back, not even to visit people. Because this is the type of stuff you got to worry about. People getting jealous, people getting upset. You want to try to pinch wallets and do all this other stuff. Oh, when that person come here, yeah, we definitely gonna get down on them. But it's like you got selective energy and selective aggression towards certain people. That doesn't make no sense neither. But see, this is the thing. It goes for all ages again. Because if you could manage to do that to somebody that's within that that realm a half a century, like come on now. You would do that to even the youngest of young. That's a sick mentality right there. See, I know what some of the problem is. Because again, it's not being taught. There's no stability to where you can learn all of that. But then again, this is where the community was always within reach. Differences back then, you still had people, regardless of what was going on, that was still willing to give some form of education and lesson to those that definitely needed it. You need to learn a lesson in humble. You need to learn a lesson in this. You need to learn a lesson in that. The morality code is gone. Because again, if you could think to attack somebody of that age, you would attack somebody even older. And we've seen scenarios of that. Now, in certain cases, we already know that those type of attacks was always being conducted mostly by those who already suffer from some form of mental health or disability. We know that part, especially when they're not getting the proper care and the proper treatment. We know. But others, that just be a clear decision right there on somebody's behalf. This is what I'm going to do. I don't care what I got to do. I'm getting what I got to get from that person. See, I'm starting to see the problem, at least from my logical view on things. We don't have the right form of people within all of the age groups coming together and really standing, standing strong and firm on these notions right here. Miss Chicago, baby. You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. But essentially, we have to think about that. What better way to get through to people than really have a community sit down? But in order for that to happen, everybody would have to eliminate the emotional and the transgressional parts of those things. Because you're never going to be able to have a full conversation when you're back and forth arguing or going crazy. It's not going to happen. Nobody wins in that scenario. But if everybody was to sit down and focus on the main objective at hand, there's things that could be fixed even within our own community where we don't need specific help from specific agencies or anything. Riders, baby. And that's the thing. The way they kicked that man in his head, God forbid if he passes away from any of the injuries, that's over. All for nothing. All because of, again, not being in control of your emotions. And to be honest, don't nobody deserve that, especially when they are trying to take care of specific business. But this should be a lesson too, also for some who need to hear it, especially those within those ages and stages of your game. Um, if you have to go clear out property, if you have to go, you know, evict or do anything along those lines, make sure you have the proper people with you while doing so. DD baby, please make sure you have the proper people with you while you're doing so to avoid a situation like this from happening. Doesn't matter where your property at, whether it's within where you was born and raised at, or even where you resided at after you left your community. It's crazy, now. And again, that's another form of random hate right there. What, you gonna hate and get mad at this man for doing what he was supposed to be doing? See, this is a thing too about squatters that you gotta be very mindful of. Is that they gonna try to use certain scenarios just to remain there. But it's sad because for some of them, they should be trying to focus on getting themselves acclimated again to finding something on their own so they can just leave. It's not your property. It's not your house. It's not none of that. And if a person wants you gone, you should respect that. But again, be wise and be mindful in what you're doing when you're going to evict people. And make sure that the proper police protection or anything is there because again, you never know what could happen. When it comes to certain transitions, it should never have to get to that point right there. Really should. But this is sad because it's almost in the same token, like I was saying a while back. It's sad you almost got to walk with some form of protection just to make sure you're straight when you shouldn't have to worry about that. You were born and raised in that community. Everybody should know who you are. Everybody from the younger generation, even to the generation that was there around that time. It should be sit downs in the community. Listen, these is prominent people right here. You need to meet. These is prominent people of your community. These are the pillars of your community that are trying their hardest with certain situations. They deserve the utmost respect, regardless. The minute you see these people with any form of danger, it should be your duty to make sure that everything is all right. And not saying jump out the window neither, but in the same token, just make sure everything is situated. Because now, come on, that situation right there, if you beat that man that badly, who all it takes is a specific injury once you of a certain age, and that injury right there could be your downfall. Marlene, baby, I see what the problem is to a degree, though. Another problem. And it's clear as day. See, when you hear things like this coming from people within your community, you're quick to get upset. But you can't be upset when it's not far from the truth. We are our own detriment. We are our own worst enemy. Because instead of picking up on what we need to pick up on and trying to stand firm on what we should stand firm on, we just allow it to happen. Now, again, ask yourself, you think back in the day, some of the stuff that's happening now would have happened back then and nobody wasn't going to be made an example out of? Oh, no, they would have had you on the community roast. For real. You'd have been right there in the middle of that town hall. We are our own worst plague. And it's sad right there. Jealousy, hate, envy, and again, lack of morality. Like I said, we quick to run down on each other and give out that wrong energy towards each other, but we ain't trying to take that same energy and trying to build up what we could build up. Appreciate you, Marlene, but some of it is always going back to what I'm always talking about. Lack of community reach, lack of community unity. Forget that. Unity, and that's the part of it. It's in that damn word. Unity. Supposed to communicate and we supposed to be united on all fronts. If we want certain things better, how we gonna do it if we are waiting for somebody to save us all the time? And the people we should be pushing to do things or that we know can help us get these things done, we are not pushing them. Like it's really sad to see again that a person could come back to try to take care of some business and gotta worry about being attacked. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn, get back to our structure. That is a fact, Marlene. Appreciate you for dropping those links, series, baby. Working hard and these two rats running past my foot, baby. But no, you just gotta think about that. We wasn't allowing nothing to happen to the old folks back in the day. And if anything thought to happen to them, shoot. Nah, nigga, where you going? You gotta get this work. And that's it. You know, you have to be able to think for yourself. Again, goes back to what I was saying the other day. Think for yourself. If something don't seem right, then don't do it. You putting yourself in danger because again, you want to follow the crowd. See, it starts everywhere. There's so many cylinders where it starts from. It starts from home. It starts from the community. It starts from the people within the community. The ones who are actually trying to make sure that everything stays where it needs to stay at as far as the positive growth. You need to get back behind in that. Self-hate will always go into reflection, and then it will spew on into other folks. Oh, I hate this one because they in a better position than I am. They shouldn't even be in that position. That should be me. Things along those lines, like things that you know for a fact. What now? Listen, if you want to be in a certain position in life, you're gonna have to push yourself, and that's what some of y'all fail to realize. You have to push yourself. You start off with small steps, but you push yourself to great limits. Once you know where you think you could be at, forget thinking. Once you are very assured of where you're gonna be at and how it's gonna work, now it's just about putting in the work. No, that's a whole fact, Marlene. It is. I mean, you don't think about it. That's sad. That man went to go take care of, court business. Man, listen, you got to get off my property. Because again, I could be trying to sell the property, but I can't sell a property. Prime example, if I got people staying there and residing there, or if I got people that's making it like a nah, I got to do what I got to do, right? But again, if you know you might have properties that whatever, make sure that everything is good. Make sure you don't have to worry about squatters. You know, but it's sad because again, we are our own problem. People hate to hear that within your community, right? But it's true. We are our own problem. Gotta remember this part. How do you expect certain things within your realms or within your reaches to be better when you're not pushing for better? You're not striving for better. You're not saying instead of us ganging up to attack somebody, let's gang up to, support somebody. Let's gang up to support ourselves so we can help support our communities. If we know there's things we missing out on, then why don't we come together as that collective for those specific reasons and then make things work? But you can't get that a lot of times because here goes the hate. There you go the anger, the separation. And again, it is self-hate because how could you hate trying to progress in life? How can you say that you hate the dire situations and conditions that you're living in when again you're a part of destroying it? You are a part of destroying it. During that whole pandemic, prime example, some of y'all was tearing up your communities left and right. And if it wasn't you, you had people that was neighboring that was coming in and pillaging and messing up your areas to the point where some of these things they ain't even want to open back up. Why would I open up another business back in this area when I know I'm prone to be robbed every day? And then it's almost like it's legal for them to just do so. No. Why would I want to take that risk? The people within the community are going to have to stand up, the young and the old. I'm sorry, because this is something that need to be pushed as well too. What's so different now? Oh, I know what. It's the communication or the lack of communication. That's always going to seem to be the problem. Yeah, series is one of the best ones, baby. If not the best one, baby. Wait a minute. Let me take a brief intermission. I forgot I did owe you something. I did owe you something. I did owe you something. I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I just ain't tryna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. Evelyn, baby. I had to take that brief into, but it's true though. You say you hate the living conditions, right? But you're not trying to do anything to help improve those living conditions. And again, sometimes you're gonna have to push back. You have to push back on certain things. Like there's certain areas in certain states that had all the people stood together and really fought to push for change, they would have got some of the things that they needed. You already know Sirius, baby. Just Jay, baby. But how could you say you hate the living conditions within your community? But you're not pushing to try to get something better. Not pushing for better. You're not. Well, I can't even say that because there are people who are trying to do just that. They learn a lot of tricks of the trade. They're trying to give it to the people. Some of them are trying to give it to the people for free. But you won't accept it. You won't receive it. And then you get mad because when everybody else is where they should be at, and you're not where you should be at, now it's a problem. That's something that's just, I'm sorry, but it's asinine. Because you should be able to say, well, listen, somebody just gave me free game on this. Let me see if this is actually going to be something I could live up to. And then from there, see how that becomes a motivation and some form of a blueprint for. Again, you got to be able to love yourself, believe in yourself, and then encourage yourself. You got to inspire yourself for greatness regardless. You can't stay in that stagnant corner. And you got to remember too, the world don't owe you nothing. Just because certain people made it, that don't mean they got to look out for everybody. No, they'll look out for what's best in their interest. You got some people who are prominent people who made it out their communities, and they'll come back and give, whether it's clothes, food, something along those lines. Even performing some events and stuff like that. You know, depending on who it is and you know what the event is about, they'll still do it. But then again, you come into show love to the place you was born, place you played as a kid, and created memories, and then you got to worry about people trying to possibly end your existence just because of jealousy and envy. That's crazy. Look how many prominent people we lost, or people who could have been prominent people that we lost, because again, those type of actions that are being taken. It's sad in so many instances because again, you got to think about it. You know, when you get an education on who's who in your community, even if you just moved in that community, it should be some not random history, but it should just be history period on who's who's prominent. These are the people you want to make sure you keep on the up and up, especially if they supposed to be the quote unquote bread and the pillar of the community, right? I'm gonna say this again. How do you say it? Don't fumble the bag. If these people are supposed to be the bag that are actually helping those in need, why put them in jeopardy? Prime example, if these is people that are funding basketball events for the kids and doing things along those lines, why would you want to see them hurt? Like on some realness. Why would you want to see them hurt? You got to remember that part. It's crazy that you could think that though. You know, it's crazy that you could really sit here and think that that's the way to do things. I'm gonna put my hands and feet on somebody that don't deserve it. I'm gonna embarrass these people just to make a viral moment. I'm gonna do this just to show that this is what it is. Nah, we gotta get out of that. And to be honest with you, some of it is what you see right now. Like I said, instead of people trying to intervene or stop certain things from happening, first thing you think to do is, oh, let me get a recording of this. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go viral for this video. So it's viral that somebody could almost lose their life. And how again is that going to help anybody, including the families of those who have gone through that? It doesn't help. All it does is just give police some form of video evidence of what transpired. But other than that, it's not helping. When you see somebody could possibly be in danger of almost checking out of here, no, you should intervene and stop that at all costs. But again, we got to stop being our own enemies. And that's the problem there. We are our own enemies. We could come together at certain points and at certain times, but we can't come together all the time. That's a problem. That's the common problem right now, though. Like I said, we could come together to fight each other and talk shit about each other, so on and so forth. But we can't come together to make sure we trying to build a legacy that could be better for our future great grands and everybody else. See, again, we are the problem in our community. We'll cry about everybody else messing it up or coming in here and building, but we ain't trying to build. We ain't trying to do what we need to do. We looking for everybody else to fix our problem instead of us saying, let's come together and fix our own. We can't keep blaming our problems on everybody else. And see, people hate to hear that, but that is true. We need to start building back our unity and our barrier. Things that shouldn't be allowed are being allowed nowadays. Things that we know were a mortal danger is now becoming a game of sport. Like I was saying yesterday about these young ones playing games with the subway surfing and everything else. This is something that wouldn't have been, well, not saying it wouldn't have been thought about because they was doing that back in the day to a degree, but it wasn't as heavy as it is now. That's because most of these people had learned a valuable lesson, especially some of these people had lost people in those processes right there. I'm sorry, but until we can learn to come together for the betterment, we can't expect no type of change. I'm still hopeful and optimistic on a lot of different things. And this is not just for my community, that's for any damn community that's going through. I do see certain changes and strides and progression happening. But for everything else, it's the same old madness. There's some of y'all who, again, are messing yourselves up out of a golden opportunity because you just won't listen to reason. And I'm sorry, but why trick yourself out of a position because you can't get in control of your emotions and you can't just see that it's not worth it. We gonna really have to have a sit down because this is the problem right now. For some of us, we can't come together because of religious purposes. Prime example. Some of us, we can't come together because of irreconcilable differences, or however you want to call it. But my thing is, if a situation wasn't that crazy, then there's no need to go to the extreme. You know, again, having emotional intelligence and awareness. If somebody didn't come at you aggressively, there's no need for you to come at them aggressively. You know, some of y'all are tricking yourselves out of prominent positions because you want to prove something. But that in the same instance will be your downfall. Because if your goal, prime example, is to get your family out the hood, like you say, or just to try to do as much as you possibly can do for the people you love and care for, then why put yourself in a position where you won't be able to do anything? If you think it's easy to try to take care of a family and try to make sure everything is going accordingly from behind the wall, it's not. You think you're gonna be able to do something and you probably ain't even prepare yourself for anything, like not even life insurance? Trust me, your family gonna bear that burden. There's some people right now who could have been prominent figures that lost their lives tragically or out of nowhere, but they didn't have the main thing they should have had, some form of life insurance. See, we need to be getting together and having talks about things like that. Why is it important to have some form of life insurance, no matter what side of the fence you riding on? Even the most thuggish of thugs should have some form of life insurance just in case. That's what I'm saying. Things that we know we were supposed to have and keeping the prominence of even this community now, we lost it. We lack communication. Again, we lack responsibility. We lack accountability. We lack unity on every angle and variant because again, the self-hate is more important than the progression. The destruction is more important than the progression. Sad. We got prominent people who are trying to give the best that they can give, especially for those who claim to be serious about trying to change their scenarios or change the family scenario. Then when it does come to that, you should be able to listen and take advice the way you're supposed to. Again, somebody could give you a blueprint on something, and even if that full blueprint doesn't work, there are parts or bits and pieces in that could be, inspirational and even more better for you. And again, it's sad when you have people who do come back to show love to their communities, and they got to worry about these type of issues happening. But I would also say for some again that are in that street situation or that street variant, when you are getting to a certain stage of prominence, you're gonna have to leave a lot of those politics alone. Like I said before, leave them alone. If it ain't worth it, leave it alone. Because again, you gotta think about what's best and what's more important. But again, the people who are doing what they are supposed to be doing, who are actual pillars of your community, they shouldn't have to worry about the same type of anything. You shouldn't have to worry about that type of violence, negative reaction, or even hate. Be happy that I'm coming back to try to do something for those in the community that I came from. Some of y'all in the community ain't not even doing shit. Lisa J, baby. See, people hate to hear that because now they feathers get ruffled. Well, You're in the community, right? You've been in this community long enough. You ain't think to move or you ain't think to do anything else. So why you ain't trying to be a focal part of trying to bring the change to the community the way it's supposed to be? Because you're not thinking about it. Again, you are waiting for somebody else to come and save the day when we could save the day our damn selves. Get united in getting educated on the things that could bring us wealth, bring us some form of hope so we can make things work. Like I was saying the other day, take some business courses. Shoot, take some classes on stocks and bonds. Take a little bit of everything. You know, it don't hurt to try to open up and expand your reach of knowledge. You know, again, instead of us downing each other, instead of us trying to be each other's downfall, no, we should be each other's uprisings. And that goes for anybody. Doesn't matter if you playing sports, doesn't matter if you are acting, it doesn't matter if you are a world renowned chef, it doesn't matter what your occupation in life is and what prominence you do have, right? You have to solely be responsible for your safety at all costs because you already kind of figure what's happening now. I possibly got to worry about somebody being stupid while I'm making a visit, which I shouldn't have to. Angela, baby, hope all well with you, baby. You know, again, we gotta come to that form of conclusion. You know, how do we expect the best of things when we keep destroying what resources we have to make it better? And it doesn't make sense. We gotta stop being our own problem. We gotta stop being our own enemy. You know, that's the thing. Pushing for what you need to push for. There are people right now who are trying to gain up what they gain up because they want to put certain things back in the community that would be great for the young ones, even great for some of the young adults. Because it's giving them something. That's good, Angela. I'm glad everything's going well with you, baby. You know the fam here. But yeah, you know, it's like when are we gonna stop being our own downfall? There's certain things that you could create on your own and you don't have to have all the necessary backing. You don't always gotta look for that celebrity or that politician to make something happen for you that you could make happen your damn self. But again, you gotta be wise in what you wise in. You gotta be knowledgeable in the fields you need to be knowledgeable in. We got people who are trying to do fashion and everything else, like I said, and even they got to worry about coming back in their communities because this might be the problem. I feel in certain situations, prime example, if you're not moving in the street life, you shouldn't have to worry about security. You are a regular civilian, regardless to what your title is. So you should be able to go do what you need to do and not have to worry about any form of vicious attacks or possible unaliving. We have to eliminate that self hate. People could try to play games with it right now, but this ain't the time to play now. This is a prime example of why things never change. Because we don't say, you know what, let us come together and fix some of these things. If we don't want this to happen, you know what, then we gonna have to band together. Even when we know we don't have heavy police force, prime example. We shouldn't need it. We are in our own community. We should be able to eliminate possible threats that we know for a fact is a problem. Nah, you're not gonna do that to somebody that's being a great founder and a great host of these things that they're doing. And you fail to realize that when you do these type of things, it affects the community as a whole. Because the majority of these people have real close ties and strong bonds. And then you got to think about it. Some of these people have family that will really ride or die for them, especially in a situation like that. So you got to think about the consequences of what you're doing. Somebody will come back for you. If you out here doing things along those natures, trust me, that type of shit will come back to bite you in the ass. Now, hopefully that man will recover from whatever injuries, because, you know, from the bits and shit I seen, and then just what's being said is like, damn, it's crazy. And then we wonder why some of our prominent folks don't ever want to come back at all. This is a prime example why. Why should I come back? I'm trying to do something right for my community, a place that I love and hope that changes. And then I'm trying to bring some form of change to where everybody can have some form of opportunity and growth. And this is what I got to deal with. I got to be labeled as a sellout. I got to be labeled as a coon. I got to be labeled as this. I got to be labeled everything outside of a child of God. And I'm trying to do something for y'all. That would make people say, oh, fuck it. I'm not doing nothing. Since y'all think y'all could do better, do better. You don't need my help. But this is not the way it should be going. Really shouldn't be. But again, another thing that's our problem is pride. We refuse to put that bad and negative pride to the side. Oh, we don't need nobody to do this, is then and third. Okay. Well, if you feel that way, then why can't y'all all come together for the better and make something better? Because again, some of y'all are looking for the easy way out. You're just looking for the easy way out. And then think about it. The hate that we passing on now is getting passed on for generation to generation. We can't come together as a force because, again, we are the ones that are being a hurtful force towards each other. I'm going to use music prime example. I'm going to use rap music prime example. As far as our genre is concerned, the hip hop and the rap, right? That shit changed drastically. It changed so drastically that, you know, like this is what I'm saying. Prime example. Whereas you could be of any age and still be doing rap music or be doing albums and stuff like that, they giving you a time frame. They basically telling you this is your timeline. And if you can't do nothing within that timeline, you might as well just quit. The hell out of here. Or better yet, we the only genre that's beefing and fighting and killing each other. Go into other genres. Their beefs or whatever you will call that, it ain't that deep to where people are losing their lives. If anything, those people are losing their lives because they done made it to golden ages, or some people probably had health illnesses, etc., etc. So again, in that token right there, you got to look at ourselves. We are supposed to be promoting the music, right? Because it was basically structured around us, which it was. It was structured around us. Well, look what we promoting. And it's not saying that, oh, we don't have some form of consciousness still left within us. No, we do. We definitely do. We do have awareness still. But see, here's the all in all lying problem. Again, self hatred. I hate myself that I'm not where I should be or where this person is at. So now I got to try to make that person either be a little bit lower than, or I got to do something along those lines to prove that I'm better. See, that's the problem. We trying to be better than each other instead of saying, nah, we gotta lift each other. That's how we get better as a unit, lifting each other and standing firm together. Serious. Stop lying. Stop lying. hmm Come back and read the chat and see that. Well, for those following me on Clapper, definitely I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. No, but you just gotta think about that. How are we gonna better ourselves when we keep trying to destroy each other? My young sister or my young Nubian queen could be trying to do something that's beneficial, something that they worked hard on and they dedicated to doing. Am I supposed to downplay their dreams? No. If anything, I should encourage it, especially if they are on the verge of trying to make that thing happen. Come on now. That's just like prime example. If these young kids, prime example, got dreams, you don't crush their dreams. You never do that. If these kids have inspiring dreams on being the next firefighter, the next cop, the next state senator, or anything along those lines, we are supposed to encourage that. But when it comes to certain things we know for a fact they might not be able to do, then we gotta give them the fair warning as well too. But we never neglect and we never disparage those who have high hopes and dreams and goals. Yeah, you're gonna need all the help. All the help. Don't worry. James, make sure you get the extra French vanilla creamer. And yeah, we good to go. We are good to go. But you gotta think about that. How are we gonna ever get ourselves out of despair when we keep dragging each other down into despair? It's not gonna happen. We keep canceling each other out. Instead of saying, you know what, let's figure out how we get from here to here. And even if we don't see eye to eye on a lot of different things, so be it. But the main thing we should see an eye on is us progressing as a unit, progressing as a people. I ain't worried about them baby boxing gloves, serious. Better go on about your business. Better go on about your business. Oh, look at the little Peter Piper pick the pecker, pipple pecker gloves. Oh, oh. Nah, but come on now. When we see certain things happening, we really need to start intervening. Like, nah, listen, man, you bugging. That's a legend right there. You bugging. Or yo, you wow, and this is somebody that's a fixture. Like, what are you doing? The only thing I'm worried about you, Angela, the only thing I'm worried about you getting is your damn high heels out the AC unit. That's it. Other than that, I ain't worried about shit else. James, make sure you bring the extra mocha latte too. Fuck that. We ain't hit them all. So we gotta remember that part. You know, we gotta remember this is a teachable moment. Yeah, everybody has stated how they felt about things within their communities. But again, it's about pushing and striving forward. You know, come on now. If we expect better, we gotta have to really band up together. You want more programs for the kids, especially in those communities where they ain't shit for them to do, then the grown-ups have to get together. The best way to do it. It's the only way to do it. But you know, it's just you're gonna have to take it step by step and day by day. You know, again, we know it's certain things that we can push back on. We push back on it to where it comes up in our favor. We need better. You know, again, we need to strive for better. We need to remember that again. You know, nothing is ever promised. You know, but while you're here, you want to make sure you're doing what's needed. You know?
Are not in. So those are like 40.
You know, so again, you got to think about that. You expect better, but then again, you are part of the destruction. It's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work at all. But that's why it's important, though. You know, but again, my fault, y'all. But you know, you gotta think about that. When it's all said and done, you know, you gotta be able to reach a greater demographic. You know, and again, how do we keep certain things from happening within our community? We have to start taking strides and taking back what's ours. Again, anybody that's prominent within your community should not have to worry about any form of violence or any form of backdoor activity. That's how true it is. Because again, we are quick to try to team up and destroy each other on a business level, on an up and up level, but we ain't trying to destroy the real enemy. And people hate to hear that, but guess what? You're gonna keep hearing that because at some point, everybody's gonna keep on with the same old progression. Some of us are tired of what's going on in our communities. That's why we are fighting on all different parameters and cylinders. It's needed right now because again, look what's happening at a rapid pace. The young ones, the younger generation, don't have no respect for nothing. Even when there's something that should be respected, they're not respected. Why? Because again, they are not in control of their emotional stability. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's up to you. In my personal view and opinion of it, it always has to do with your emotions. People won't give you props for doing what's necessary. You know, but you gotta always give respect to those who paved the way some way, somehow. Prime example. With that man, he paved the way for some of y'all to rap. It's a lot of people who paved the way for some of y'all to do the things you're doing now. But you won't give no respect to it. But you want them to respect you so bad. But again, it's a two-way cycle because we got some elders and some prominent folks who act like the world owes them everything, including the ones up under them. Again, we should stop trying to treat each other like we above each other. We need to start treating each other like we really belong together and need to be unified together. Again, have more rules and integrity and respect. Respect the game. Because again, these people paved the way for you to make wave in your game, right? Y'all always try to discredit the generation before you, but it's impossible to do so because without that generation, you wouldn't know up from down there. You gotta have a certain amount of respect and again stability. Mental stability more than anything. You shouldn't be a hothead to every situation. You know, if you would learn to honor, love, and respect yourself, you will be in a better and a prominent position. Now, serious, you want to stop making fun of my damn coffee? It's not motor oil. It's good juice. It's energy juice. Damn it, get it right. Damn it, stop disrespecting the coffee. James, make sure she got a light, extra sweet, uh, and a marshmallow in that sucker. She's gonna learn today. Talking about coffee and stuff. Yeah, and that's a whole fact, serious, to that degree. And I can't say it's all of them now, because some of them are trying to. They trying. Some of them are. That's because they were right. They were around the right people. They were around the right people who were trying to give them, stability. Like, yo, look, I know how you trying to do things, but it's certain things you should change in order for the progression, and this is that and the third. There are people who are trying, but again, it's up to that person to listen to the reason. The problem is, and even for the OGs who are coming home and trying to spread the word and trying to do things the way they need to do it, they're not getting the proper backing. People are quick to laugh and, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, and yeah, brother, man, this is all ain't gonna work because the white man this and all because of no, 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 no. We got to take accountability for our own shit. There's a lot of reasons why we don't have what we need to have in our communities. And until we all wake up and realize that, can't expect no real change. I'm sorry to say it that way. And I'm an optimistic person. But I can't be optimistic in this note right there because it's going on deaf ears. You know? Just like I was saying before, you recording this man getting jumped. And God forbid, what would have happened if it would have got worse? Let's say if that man didn't make it to that hospital and ended up passing away, God forbid. Again, that person has a whole line of family. They're not going to allow that to happen, and they're not going to allow that to slide. But they're not. Again, we got to start being more. We got to start being more conscious in the things we do. Sonya, baby, it's never all. It's the one that want the easy way out. Yeah, exactly. You know, instead of y'all saying, "Let me apply myself to life," let me apply myself to something great, or put myself in a great position. Nah, I gotta fall back. I gotta be lazy. I gotta depend on somebody. Shouldn't have to depend on nobody for nothing. Only thing you should depend on is your people's being proper and being ready for when things need to be addressed or when things really need to be in numbers. Drop my damn phone. My bad, y'all. But you know, it is again, lack of accountability and lack of responsibility will always be that downfall for a lot of people. That is. And it's sad because you know, you think about it, you can make the greatest changes even by yourself with the right everything. But you refuse to do it because you won't leave certain politics alone. No, you gotta remember, you know, in order to build the best success stories, especially within your community, y'all all gotta have to have unity. What are we banding together for? Is it going to be worth us banding together? What's going to be the outcome for doing that? You know, it's things you got to think about. Again, not everybody's going to build on the same playing field. Some people might want to build community centers. Okay, well, you got your group of people that are good for that. Some people might want to focus on the medical aspect of things. Okay, you got people working on that. We all got different things that we could be focusing on within our community to help save our community. We could be helping those who don't have health insurance get the proper health insurance one way or another without it having to cost them out of pocket. Could be a part of that. But again, we spend and focus our attention on irrelevant things. And this is why we can't progress. We can't. And then we have people who don't want to take accountability. Prime example, if your kids are out here running amok and you ain't setting them straight, then you need to be held accountable and responsible. Because when something does happen, yes, it's going to be solely on them. That's a whole fact, Marlene. But it's the fact, though. Not saying all, but there are some of y'all who are just butt bone lazy. I'm sorry. You think that by applying for assistance that's going to help your situation. No, it can help your situation if you just coming home from jail and don't have nothing actively lined up. Yeah, you gotta have to find some way to fend for yourself. But that don't mean you necessarily abuse that system either. But then I can say this about our folks to a degree. It's not a lot of us that really are abusing that system. There are some who are, but everybody else, they working. They finding ways to work, whether it's on the books or off the books. The main goal, more than anything, is just trying to, bring some stability back. Nobody's coming together to say, well, what's our best options if we really are going to put something together within our community? How we going to plan on keeping it afloat? How we going to manage to not fumble the ball, basically? These are questions that should be asked. Because again, in order for us to unite and actually win this quote unquote brutal fight we've been going through, we got to be our own saviors to things. We got to start reasoning amongst the flock. That's it. Exactly. That is truth right there. You know, we got to come to some form of structure. Again, everybody needs to be able to work together, but also know their positions, know their strong points, and know where to defer at. All right, well, I'm good up to this point. That's where you come in. Things along those natures. We help each other out. This way we could eliminate some of the problems. But when you're focusing on personal bullshit issues or vendettas and things along those lines, you'll never get to where you need to get to. Progression and prosperity. And I'm sorry, but there are some people who feel that way. This is the best way for me to feed my family or do whatever is just rob and pillage, whether it's from the rich or the poor, which is a sad way to think. Some of y'all trying to run down on people that don't even got two dimes together. They might be going through the same struggle you going through, but because you're itching and scratching for something, you're still going to take that risk. There's some people right now who wish they ain't do what they did because it done landed them a lot of time in jail, and you still didn't get nothing at the end of the day. That lazy mentality of taking shortcuts to try to get to some form of progression, it needs to really be eliminated. It has to. Because again, there's never no shortcuts in life. There's never no short roads needed. Again, when you take strides and take pride in coming together and bringing the best ideas forward, then you could take it to another step and then take it a step further. And then before you know it, everything you've been trying to put into your place or put in reach is being done. And that's the sad part about it to a degree, Marlene. It is the truth. You know, we would rather take the shortcut than to try to say, nah, let's build ourselves up. I might not want to work here right now, but that don't mean I'm gonna work here forever. Again, you're supposed to, you know, embrace whatever. Because yeah, we know not everybody gonna keep their first jobs in life. And for the ones that do, they only keep it until they know they found something greater and better, and then they transition to that. London, baby. I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I, again, we got to think about that. The necessary steps that should be taken, like I said, if we are tired of certain situations and we claiming, oh, they coming in here, they building in our communities, they not giving back, they not doing this, so why don't we do something? Why don't we build our own? Why don't we structure our own? And then this way we could give back to where it's needed if you feel that we are not getting proper anything. But you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about the easiest or quickest way to get the come up, and then just splurge on what you need to splurge on. It is time for a better focus. And I'm sorry, but in order for us to get back to a greater structure of things, we're gonna have to really sit down and again have this generational talk. The elders, the young ones, the middle age, everybody has to come, even down to the damn babies, have to come sit down, and we have to just bring back that notion of community and unity and growth and strength. Bring back the knowledge that we know for a fact we could be implementing and making better for us. Again, the numbers. We have to remember that. They're supposed to work for us and not against us. You focus on the things that you can focus on that would be a good pillar for your communities, but you focus on self and focus on family and focus on the most important things for your life and your progression more than anything. Some people are not going to be wise enough, or they not going to be wise enough to take that damn advice or to take the help that's being given. It's sad, but this is the catch 22, because again, it's solely up to that person you're trying to help. It's solely up to who you try to help, because you can try to help a group of people, but not everybody in that group is going to really want to make that stride and that change. The ones that will, they will show it more than anything. So again, the best part of everything is again just sticking to the script. It's like we allowed the script to get rewritten, and the script is not good. If this was supposed to be a movie and this was supposed to be one of the greatest movies ever, especially amongst our flock, this shit is a horror flick. Sorry, but it is. There's no respect for any generation no more. Everybody's being either looked down at, disrespected to the fullest, or just not heard. Damn shame. Can't say that you love your people and you want your people to do better, but in the same token, your people don't want to do better at all. Again, everybody could build in different cylinders and parameters of this fight. You have to. Another thing I want to speak about before I do get up out of here, and this is something again that we need to implement more. Again, some of you parents being more responsible for your teenagers and your preteens, and even your youngins. Anytime there are kids out, and I mean kids, not even 9, 10 years old, outside 1, 2, 3 in the morning, that's a damn problem. Again, start getting in communication with everything. Start getting in tune with everything. Stop zoning out. This is another way that we have lost our touch as a community. No watchful eyes out, no nothing. Not saying everybody is going to make it. Some people slip through the cracks. Some people are always going to form that form of repeated cycle only because of the family barrier. But for everything else, nah. We really have lost everything. We didn't have too many kids out that late in the evening. Not nowadays. Majority of parents would have been out looking for their own kids and commencing the ass whooping. I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's true. You ain't in this house by this time and you think you will? Watch this. We got to stop doing the one thing that I see. This is why some of the youth now in this generation are so entitled. We got to stop promoting and glorifying them when they messing up. No, they need to learn responsibility and accountability as well and be held accountable for the actions of the things that they could be doing that's detrimental to themselves or the people around. You know, we have to get back to that form of safety. Because again, things happen in the nighttime. And again, your kids shouldn't be wandering the streets all hours of the night. Now, in certain scenarios, we already know why we have some of them kids moving around because they really have no immediate family that's taking them in. Or they choose not to be with that family because they want to live the life the way they want to live. It's always going to be a mixed bag with that. You know? But for the ones that simply just don't have nobody, this is what they going to do. This is all they know. And if the right people are not coming along within that time frame to try to at least help them change their mind on things, forget about it. It's going to be a repeated cycle. I got to be lazy. I got to scheme, connive, and backdoor my own people just to survive and win. It's crazy. Need to change that cylinder of thinking. We should be able to say, if we watch this one come up and make something happen, and they ain't have to do the shit that we thought to do, then why we can't do it? He ain't have to rob this person. He ain't have to beat this person up. He ain't had to do this. He ain't had to set him up to where it was just, he didn't do none of that. So why we can't do it? Again, self-hatred. Self-hatred, self-pride. The wrong form of self-pride. Always the downfall. We have to start communicating better and we have to start thinking of ways again to make things better for within our community. And again, in order for that to work, we got to put certain things off the table. Like again, emotions. Get rid of them when it comes to real, actual talks and informative ways of trying to get things together. There's a difference between being passionate and being emotional. Learn the differences. But again, the link is pinned. I think it's still in the chat. If not, uh, anybody want to chime in on it, you're more than welcome. If not, I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Uh, you know how work is. At some point, I'm gonna have to start being visual. But this is a talk I'm gonna reiterate on again until the message gets through. Again, gotta stop blaming everybody else for our own downfalls in society. We gotta start holding ourselves accountable. We gotta start lifting ourselves up, and then we gotta start being more responsible in the actions and the movements that we take for better. For those follow me on Clapper. Tomorrow I will see you early in the afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern, uh, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Definitely gonna be in the building. Um, you digging in every damn crate I can think about digging in, so you know. But before I get up out of here, though, I want to take the time again to thank everybody that's been a part of the build, still becoming a part of the build, and we still got great conversations and content to bring. Um, Before I get up out of here, for all you fellow Scorpios and your birthday babies, that's Get your dance on, god damn it. And for the email that's coming. No doubt, Angela. Have a great night, baby. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy your birthday weeks. Hopefully, whatever plans you got, hopefully you keep yourself safe, keep creating those memories. And again, just enjoy every moment and every minute of life. But yeah, let me get up out of here. Time for me to be responsible. I could be back in the morning, definitely with a little early morning inspiration. But if not, for those again on Clapper, I'll see y'all at 5 o'clock. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. And for everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. What we do is give you real. That's what I'm going to do is give you real topics and real bills. And yeah, I see y'all running around these streets at some point. Oh, wait, let me get my feel good on real quick. My bad.
Take a loss, nigga, get it right back. She get tossed round, moving like that. Outside with the demons. Beyonce almost made me drown, but I'm free, man. I had to lose to win. Then I told myself I never lose.
You know, good feel good. Come on now, you know I couldn't leave y'all out like that. Come on now. You know how I get up in here. You know how I get up in here. Don't worry, Angela. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got you right now. Come on. We got you. Don't give in. Trust me, girl. Take all you see. So let me in. Don't give in. Trust me, girl. Take all you see. So let me in. Don't give in. Trust me, girl. Take all you see. So let me in. Don't give in. Oh, I got my new stress reliever for the week. Don't encourage the madness, y'all. Don't encourage the damn madness. I can't. Nah, I'm gonna leave y'all with some real good vibes, though. For real, I got you. Don't worry. I told you I got you, baby. Pew, 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 pew. Ow, ow. Stop playing. We get up out of here, y'all. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.